Unit 2 is all about your theory part. The agenda is all about your concept as well as definitions. You may get actionable claims. Which are those actionable claims? What actually actionable claims mean? So if there is not in possession, we will not call it as actionable claim. Again, it is a 5-mark question. In a single slide, we can complete. Hello everyone, this is your Adarsh, lecturing Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So we are in the session 1 of your topic called Indirect Taxation. Now we have moved into your chapter 2 as well as unit 2. Unit 2 is all about your theory part. So hardly we have 24 definitions. How many definitions we have? 24. Now, in the syllabus, they have given almost 24 definitions, but all the definitions are not much important. For your examination purpose, hardly 10 to 12 definitions are there, which are very important one. So, we'll discuss one by one. Every session, you will be having 4 to 5 definitions. In today's session, you will be having 3 definitions. Why? Because all 3 are important as well as all 3 are little bigger one. Now, so we'll go to one by one so that you will understand what is your GST definitions. The agenda is all about your concept as well as definitions. Now, your definition number 1, actionable claim. So what about your definition? Definition in the sense, the meaning. So before we do all the problems in GST, before we do anything in the GST, we should understand a few topics which are those actually. Now, while doing accountancy, what you will do? You must know what is single entry, what is double entry, what is debit, what is credit, and what is called as discount, what is trading account, what is profit and loss account, what is balance sheet, which are called as asset, which are called as liability. If you know all this information, then it is easy to prepare your P&L as well as balance sheet. That's why, remember, without definition, you cannot understand your GST. While doing problem, you will get one definition like place of delivery. So place of delivery means what? If you understand, then you can do. Then you may get actionable claims. Which are those actionable claims? What actually actionable claims mean? Everything you will understand better if you do or if you learn definitions. I don't go in depth, but I'll explain you all 3 definitions in today's session. All 3 are very important. In that, actionable claim, and one more I do, aggregate turnover. That is very important. Why? Because you will get problems on aggregate turnover. This unit you have only theory part, but later in the 3rd or 4th topic, you will have problems on aggregate turnover. Now, we'll go one by one. First definition. I'll mention definition numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 so that for you it is easy to remember, as well as if you are maintaining any notes, mention the definition number and write down all the points. Now, your definition number 1 is called as actionable claim. Actionable means what? You can sell it. How you can sell it? Like if 10 or 15 members gathering, so what you can do? So you can raise the price. See, this is for 10 rupee. If somebody asks for 15 rupee, so it will be sold for 15. If somebody offered 20, it will be sold for 20. Similarly, in the GST, what is actionable claim? I'll go for that. Now, the term actionable claim has not been defined under GST law. It has same meaning mentioned in the section 3 of Transfer of Property Act. Now, so there is no specific meaning for actionable claim in your GST part, but in your Property Act 1882, you have definition for actionable claim. The same definition, we can use it for your GST also. Now, as per section 3 of Transfer of Property Act, actionable claim means a claim to any debt other than. So any debt other than. So other than means what? You should understand all this, then you will get to know what is actionable claim. Like a debt secured by mortgage and immovable property, which are called as immovable property. Now, immovable property in the sense like land and building are called as immovable. So, immovable means what? It cannot be movable. Those things will not come under your actionable claim. If there is any mortgage, like on land you have taken 10 lakh loan, it is not your actionable claim. On some machinery cannot be movable from one place to another place, it is attached to the land. On that you have taken 5 lakhs loan, that is a mortgaged on machinery, mortgaged on immovable property. Remember, immovable property means you cannot move from one place to another place. These are not called as actionable claim. Now, by hypothecation or pledge of movable property. Even though a movable property, if you have done any pledge or hypothecation, you cannot take it as an actionable claim. Then, to any beneficial interest in movable property not in the possession. If the property is not in the possession, then also we can't call it as actionable claim. Next, either actual or constructive of the claimant, and which are the civil court recognized as affording grounds for relief, whether such debt or beneficial interest be existent, accruing, conditional or contingent. These are called as, other than these things, we call it as actionable claim. Hope you are clear. You are supposed to remember these points. You will not get any practical questions on this. You will get only theory questions. For 5 marks, they will ask you what is actionable claim. You are supposed to tell. There is no specific definition in the GST for actionable claim, but we have a definition in the Property Act 1882. So whatever definition is there in the Property Act 1882, same thing we have used for GST. Now, what is your actionable claim? Actionable claim which excludes any claim on movable property, hypothecation or pledge on immovable property, and anything which is beneficial movable property not in the possession, all comes under your non-actionable claim. If these things fulfills, we never call it as actionable claims. Next one, definitions. Now, the continuation of your actionable claim in this. Actionable claim means a claim for any debt which is related to any benefit arising out from any movable property which is not in possession and for which relief can be claimed in civil. So if there is not in possession, we will not call it as actionable claim. Next, further it means that for which action is necessary to take the claim of it, and if any action for its realization being not taken, then it can't be said as actionable claim. See, there are many points are there. You cannot remember all the points. Remember, as I told you, first 2 or 3 lines about actionable claim. As I told you, you have taken definition from where? Your Property Act. That you have to mention. Following items which are not called as actionable claim. Which are those? Write any 3 items. Done. Over. Then, it means that claim of secure debt is not an actionable claim. Beneficial interest in movable property is right or expectancy in movable property are not called as actionable claim. These are not considered as actionable claims. Hope you understood. Yes, no need to mug up everything. As I told you, major 2 points and sub 3 points enough. Along with that, the examples for actionable claims, which are very easy, that also you can remember. 5 marks, whatever I have given, everything is not required. I'll tell you what are the things you are supposed to remember. These are the below some examples for actionable claims. See, for 5 marks, what you are supposed to write, I'll show you. See, first thing you are supposed to write this. 2 to 3 lines, it is easy to remember. Then, Out of 5 points, remember any 3 points. Over. Definition, 3 points. Done. Next will come, this is not required, you can skip. Directly you come here, below are some example for actionable claim. Remember these points. Your 5 marks you will get. Hope you understood. Yes, like this you are supposed to learn. So make it simple, don't make it complicated. Now, below are some examples for actionable claims. Now, insurance policy which is not secured, actionable claim. Claim for arrears of rent, actionable claim. Right to claim provident fund, your PF, actionable claim. Right for unsecured, remember anything which is mortgaged, anything which is secured, anything which is on that you have taken loan, we will not consider. Like your insurance premium, or your arrears of your rent and your PF, your unsecured debt, claim in profit by partners in a firm. These are not taken any pledge. That's why these are comes under example for your actionable claim. Easy. It is very easy actually. Clear? Yes. So examples you remember. This is very important. Easy to remember. Remember the word called insurance. Remember the word called PF. Remember the word called arrears of rent. These 3 very important. Along with this, if you want, you can remember unsecured debt as well as profit by partners in firm. Now, so below are some examples of actionable claims we have completed. Now, so definitions. Definitions number 2. What is the second one? The second definition is called as address of delivery. Again, it is a 5-mark question. In a single slide, we can complete. What is address of delivery? Just assume that you have booked something from Amazon. So, what address you will give? If whole day, if you are in office, then you will give your office address. Whole day you are being in shop, you will give address of your shop. Complete day you are at home only, then you will give address of your home. If you are given address of shop, the shop is called address of delivery. If you are given your address of office, your office is called address of delivery. If you are given your address like your home is called as address for delivery. Clear? Yes, this is only called as address of delivery. We'll understand. Section 2(2) of CGST Act, unless context otherwise requires, address of delivery means the address of the recipient of goods or services or both indicated on the tax invoice issued by a registered person for the delivery of such goods or services. For example, you bought something from Amazon or something, whatever it may be. Now, so it is around 5,000 rupees some change. In the invoice copy, to your mail ID, you will get an invoice copy. In the invoice copy, what they will do? From Amazon to your name along with your house address. The house address, whatever they have mentioned in the invoice copy, is called address of delivery. Hope you are clear? Yes. Now, along with address of delivery, you have address of records also. It is one of the sub definition. Now, Section 2(3) of CGST Act, unless the context of otherwise requires, address of record means the address of the recipient as available in the records of the supplier. Every time, twice you have purchased in the Amazon, third time when you are going to purchase from Amazon, as soon as you enter your mobile number, your address will show you pop up automatically. How it is? How means all 2 times you have given the same address. Third time it will copy that and it will be saved in your Amazon address, your records only. As soon as you write your name, as soon as you write your mobile number, it will show you your address. Why? Because your email ID attached with Amazon, your email ID attached with that online website, so that as soon as you enter your email ID or phone number, automatically it will show your address. Whatever address saved, that is called as your address on records. Clear? Yes. No need to type your address again and again. It is already there. Similarly, whatever goods you're getting from your supplier, if you have the same supplier from many years, the supplier will save all the records of your address. Clear? Yes. Your aggregate turnover. What about your aggregate turnover? Very simple. So as I told you, the important one is your aggregate turnover. In this, I don't take much time. Why? Because while doing problems, you will understand better. But I'll give you idea about this. Aggregate turnover means what? Sales. Aggregate means what? Total. The total sales is called as aggregate turnover. Again, I'll repeat, the overall sales, the total sales, we call it as aggregate turnover. Clear? Yes. Now, in this, what happens? Meaning of aggregate turnover as per section 2, subsection 6 of CGST Act, Central Government. Now, aggregate turnover means the aggregate value of all taxable supplies excluding the value of inward supplies on which tax is payable. Inward means what? Purchases. We are talking about what? Only sales. Any purchases are there, we have to exclude. Now, I'll tell you shortcut here. No need to learn any definition. What is aggregate turnover? All these sales called as aggregate turnover. What we have to exclude? In that, any taxes are there like CGST, SGST, IGST, UGST, any VAT or any taxes are there, we have to remove. And any purchases are included, we have to remove. Any job works are there, we have to remove. Other than this, everything comes under aggregate turnover. Remember, we are not talking about taxable turnover. If it is taxable turnover, we have to remove the agriculture thing, exempted things and all. It is not taxable turnover. We are calculating aggregate turnover. Aggregate means what? Overall turnover, total turnover. Under total turnover, everything will come. Three things will not come. All the taxes will not come. All the purchases will not come. All the job work will not come. Other than these three, everything will come under aggregate turnover. Clear? Yes. Now, excluding the value of inward supplies on which tax is payable by person on reverse charge basis, we have to ignore. Exempt supplies, exports goods, both and interstate, intrastate, everything comes under your aggregate turnover. Now, exclude central tax, state tax, union, UTT. Now, as I told you, all the taxes we are supposed to exclude. Clear? Yes. So, under this, inclusion of aggregate turnover. Under aggregate turnover, what are the things are included? Now, aggregate turnover includes like taxable supplies, zero rated supplies, nil rated, non-GST supplies, tax other than GST, value of outward, goods supplied to job worker on principal to principal basis. Normal job work will not come. If it is principal to principal basis, then it will come. Then, goods received from job worker on principal to principal. For an agent, the supplies made by him on behalf of all his principal, then only we should consider these things for your aggregate turnover. All zero rated, exempted, agriculture, even job work, principal to principal basis, any agent, principal to principal basis, everything comes under your aggregate turnover. Clear? Yes. Remember, taxes also will include, but other than GST. What is GST? CGST, SGST, IGST, as well as UGST. These are the things we are not supposed to consider. Next, exclusion from aggregate turnover. As I told you, which are the things excluded? All the taxes like GST, we exclude. All the input like purchases, we exclude. All the job work, if it is not principal to principal basis, we have to exclude. Now, aggregate turnover does not include value of inward supplies. Inward means, remember, purchases. then required to pay. Next, however, the value of such supplies would continue. So all 1 point only. Next, amount of central tax, state tax, union territory tax, integrated tax, as well as compensation tax. All these things will not come. Goods supplied for job work. As I told you, 3 things you have to remember. All the inward taxes, all the inward purchases, all your taxes GST related, and all your job work other than principal to principal. Job work received back after job work under section. These things not comes under your aggregate turnover. These things are excluded from your aggregate turnover. Hope you are clear? Yes, exactly. So, job worker following supplies does not include in the aggregate turnover, which are job work will not come under aggregate turnover, which are those like goods returned to the principal. So, job work means what? Like, I have a pen here. Everything I have done, I need sticker on the pen. What I'll do, I'll give to somebody to do the stickering. He will do the stickering and he will give it back. That is called job work. So it is not sale. I have given my things to somebody else to do additional work and give it back. I'll pay you some salary. So that is called your job work. If that is the case, then it will be called as, it is not comes under aggregate turnover. Or else I done everything, you do stickering and you sell. That is not job work. You are selling to him. Clear? This is what you are supposed to remember. While doing problem in detail, I explain you. Here only theory purpose, I am not explaining you much. Now, goods returned to principal, goods sent to another job worker, goods directly supplied from premises. These are not included in the aggregate turnover. These are called as job work. Clear? Yes. Now, I'll go back to all these slides so that you can take screenshot. So, this is your definition number 1, aggregate turnover. It is your actionable claim actually. So, these are the continuation of actionable claim. Your actionable claim, which are the examples. And these are your address of delivery, definition number 2. This is your definition number 3, aggregate turnover. The definition part, which are included in the aggregate turnover, which are excluded from aggregate turnover. It is all about your job work. So this is all about your today's session. You have learned 3 definitions. Don't take all the definitions. There are small definitions I'll brush up, but these are the very important. That's why I took much time. Next session will come up with another 4 or 5 definitions. So the second topic is all about definition. Hardly we take 5 sessions to complete this second unit. Thank you.